Wild card weekend is complete. Happy MLK Day. Didn't get a chance yesterday, so happy late MLK Day. Wild card weekend. Houston Texans, Cleveland Browns. All dreams are fulfilled. Honestly, I don't have too much to say about that game. All dreams came true. Texans put up 45 points on that Cleveland Browns defense. Who would have thought? We knew they would win the game. We knew that they can win the game. But this handedly, I don't think we thought that. Texans did everything in this game that I can't criticize anything on it. I couldn't say we should have done this better. They should have done that. Defense was off the charts. Offense moved the ball. Putting up points almost on every drive. It was just looking good. Completed a running game. Finding receivers. Offensive line holding for C.J. Stroud. It seems like every time this Texans take the field, C.J. Stroud just breaking records all over the place. Breaking records. First rookie to do this. Youngest quarterback to do that. This guy's going to be around for a long time. Young quarterback is going to be breaking records for years to come. Proud of this team. House money. We talked about it. House money. This team is playing with house money. Got to keep bringing that up. Just making the playoffs, it stops there. You had a successful season. Now you done won your wild card round. Now you finna play a juggernaut in Baltimore Ravens. Is it winnable? At this point, anything's winnable. Especially the type of football that they are playing. They bring their game, they'll have a chance in the end. Yes, Baltimore Ravens is all what we thought they were. Great team. MVP quarterback. Stout defense. You're going to play them at their building. You have to bring your A game. It is a winnable game, but you can't make mistakes. You turn over the football, you will lose. You don't pick up third down conversions, you will lose. You can't score touchdowns in the red zone, you will lose. So they have to play a picture-perfect game to stay in the game and hopefully to get your opportunity down in the end. But yeah, that's going to be a good one coming up on Saturday. Texans going to the second round. Long time coming. Long time coming. That was a dream, and we're going to get to the nightmare here in a minute. But yeah, we had a lot of games this weekend, and I mean they were good games. Good watchable games. Some shocks too. Some real shockers in these games. The Cowboys fell to the Green Bay Packers. Now I'll be the first one to tell you I'm all ecstatic about that. But was it a little bit of shock? A little bit, but not that much because they're the Cowboys. We've seen the Cowboys pull this number time and time again. But the Green Bay Packers, we knew that they could pull an upset. Boy, did they do that. Boy, did they do that. They came ready to play that game from kickball. Put the Cowboys on their heels. Scoring touchdowns. Not punting the ball. How many times they punted that game? Maybe twice, 3 times. Maybe around garbage time when the game was already decided. That's when Dallas was able to go up the field and just kind of patch up the lead. But this game was out of hand a long time ago. Dallas Cowboy fans ready to call a U-Haul truck. Get rid of a lot of players. McCarthy pretty much gone. Jerry Jones looking furious in the press box. Kind of remind me of Jeffrey Lurie in the press box. So yeah, we had some shockers on this wild card weekend. And the shockers was not really shockers. Kind of expected some of this. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Nobody's just completely taken off with it. You might could say the Baltimore Ravens played the sharpest football up to this point. They might have a great chance. But we're going to see. They have some time off, or they're going to be as sharp. That's the only thing I would say for the Houston Texans, is they're well oiled. They just played last week. They're still in their little groove, on a high, so to speak. Baltimore Ravens been sit back watching. Maybe they take a while to get it going in the first quarter. That's when you can jump all on top of them, try to get you an early lead, and play your cards from there. At least that's what we're hoping. That's why certain teams don't like to have this little week rest or a bye, because you want to stay sharp. You don't know what's going to happen when you get back on that field. You still got your momentum, offense still rolling good, defensive assignment staying sharp. We don't know. We're going to find out on Saturday. Texans will have a hell of an opportunity. But I will tell you this, if they win that game or find a way to win that game, Texans can go to a Super Bowl. Baltimore Ravens is one of the elite teams in the league right now. You can knock them down. You can beat anybody. You can go to that Super Bowl and pull it off. And what a story that would be. An unbelievable story. So we had some games on the queue. I'm going to go down the list on the games here in a minute, but we're about to get to the nightmare of the week.
Your life was mine. I took it from you. I'm taking it back.
I wish I could tell you I'm surprised. I wish I could tell you I'm shocked. I'm not. We knew this could happen. From kickball, we knew this could happen. No energy. I pretty much want to say that they didn't even, not only that they didn't come to play, but they gave up. I can't even say they gave up. I don't even know if they started. The body language, the looks, the missed tackles. What they say, 10 missed tackles, 219 yards, the wide receivers, after catch. You got to think about that for a moment. 219 yards the Bucs wide receivers got after they caught the ball. If you actually watched the game, it was worse than the numbers could even explain. The effort, the body language. This team, that put the cherry on the cake of what's been going on the past 6 weeks. That one topped it. They was already in Cancun. I'm ready to call a U-Haul truck. We could do a complete flip-flop. A complete flip-flop. Sirianni, he can go. I don't even want to say Sirianni. The whole coaching staff, they can go. Number of players. The veteran players who's been staples in Philadelphia. Might be time to retire them. I'm okay with Fletcher Cox moving on. I'm okay with Brandon Graham moving on. I'm even okay with Jalen Hurts moving on. Because it seems like that's what it is when it comes down to meaningful games. Jalen is hurt. It's always been a body language for me with Jalen Hurts. I've said this before numerous of times. Is he a champion? Is he a winner? We're still trying to figure that out. See, when you're winning ball games, your demeanor and body language, people can bypass that. Because you're winning, you're making plays. But once you start losing and have that same look on your face, it can easily be criticized. And that's what it looks like. No A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, finger. They can put all the storylines they want in this game. Doesn't matter who was out there. And before I get too deep, I want to send my thanks and appreciation to G.S.Q.H. 13 seasons, the guy is retiring. Well deserved. I don't blame him. The center position is one of the hardest positions to play in football, especially when you start getting to double-digit career numbers like him and been great for as long as he's been great. Down there taking a pounding, squatting over, hiking the ball time and time again in the NFL, in the trenches. 13 seasons, more like 30 years at the center position. Guy's been stand up. He is a true Philadelphia Eagle. He bleeds green up and down, pure champion. He should have no regrets. Walk away with your head high. There probably won't be another. Probably won't be another like him, G.S.Q.H. He's going to be missed, no doubt about it. He's going to be missed. With the writings on the wall, he sees it. Going down in the slums time and time again after every season and not getting any results. Nah. The man want to stand up straight in his latter years. Want to be able to spend time with his family. Want to be able to bend down and tie a shoe and stand straight back up. Want to be able to play around the house. Get up and down out of his lazy boy. He understands he continues to play this game as violent as it is. That can be in question. But I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. What happened last night. I've seen it early. Just didn't look right. But shouts out to the Buccaneers. They came ready to play. They believed they could win. They had some schemes cooked up. They wanted to put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts, which they did. They know he can't make quick decisions. He hasn't been making quick decisions the last 6 weeks or more on blitzes. Can't get the ball out in time. Kind of holds on to the ball, kind of jerks a little bit. Then he decides to run. Sometimes he decides to run late, gets sacked. He kind of got the ball out there like a loaf of bread. He's not diagnosing plays very quickly. Some throws he's throwing late. Some guys he's missing coming across the middle on a drag for a first down, and he kind of holds it and go to the wrong guy for a shorter yardage. Don't pick up the third down, and next thing you know, they're punting. Bad coaching in that game as well. Nick Sirianni, I think he was a little under the gun. He was feeling the pressure. Wanted to gamble when he really didn't feel like he needed to gamble. He was just doing something. But you can't just take points off the board. I don't care if it's 3 points. You got to change the momentum. You got to get something going. You should just go ahead and kick that field goal. Yeah, it's 3rd and 5, but have the offense been playing well enough to where you confident that you can go out there and pick up 5 yards, especially at that time. We haven't done nothing pretty much that game yet. But you want to get greedy. It's a shame how you fail from grace so quickly. So quickly. 10-1 is what y'all started the season with. 10-1. And then you end at 11-6. Talk about a collapse. A complete breakdown. And even if you are, or people think you are a good coach, when you have that kind of meltdown, you have to make a change. You have to go. You have to go. Changing the defensive coordinators Middle of the season, that was desperation. Nothing's changed. The defense has gotten worse since then. They got exposed last night. That was a terrible performance. They said they missed 10 tackles. It seems more than that. It seemed more like 30 to 50 missed tackles.
Oh, that's not good.
I mean, just running and bumping into guys, not even wrapping up, trying to strong arm them down to the ground. None of that stuff. We're just butting and patting them, push them along for 2 or 3 more yards. We're talking about guys that's behind the line of scrimmage when they're starting, looping around or reverse, whatever the case may be. You're getting in front of them, and players are like diving to them, missing them completely. It's almost like they just, ole. Like they didn't want contact. Like they was looking to miss. Just let me throw a body out here at him. Make it seem like I'm trying to make the tackle. No running game whatsoever. They were having success running the ball early. They got away from it. Why? Because they itching and scratching. They want big plays. They want to get off the snide. They want to hurry up and put points on the board. They want to make it seem like everything is okay, so they don't have the patience to run the ball whatsoever. So what happens? You become one-dimensional. When you become one-dimensional, defenses like the Bucs, they're going to pierce their ears back. They're going to say, now this is the game we want to play. Yeah, we're going to blitz Jalen Hurts. They don't have A.J. Brown. They still have serviceable wide receivers. But we'll cover them right up, at least for the first 5 to 10 seconds. And then Jalen Hurts going to get the pump in the ball. We want to expect our defensive front to get there, put him on the ground. If not, he's going to make errant throws, just like throwing balls out there for grabs or putting it in spaces where he can get picked off. Yeah, it's going to be an overhaul, baby. Send that U-Haul truck. Because if it flip-flopped the whole roster, I wouldn't be mad at it. Jeffrey Lurie didn't look too good in that press box. He didn't look too good. Howie Roseman was kind of looking around like they might come get me too. Possible. They might come get you too. Because you didn't look confident. You kind of look like Sirianni on that sideline, staring up at the scoreboard, pacing back and forth, knowing that there's a possibility I could be cleaning out my office when this game is over. Poor performance. This team has lost everything. They're not even playing like the inspired culture that the Eagles have built for decades and decades and decades and decades. This team ain't never had no quit in them. They have quit now. They have quit now. That's why I say I ain't even worried about all that inside locker room stuff or where they lost it. This team is not together. I'm not even going to get into all of that because it's a shame and it's pitiful right now. That's why you have to do the U-Haul. You got to get them on up out of there. Something stinks around the building. Something stinks around the organization right now. Jeffrey Lurie is going to clean it up, and you move on from there. Because you don't go 10-1 and then fall completely off the cliff and then act like you never seen or played football before. That usually don't happen. Something stinks. A.J. Brown, possibility, he decides he doesn't want to play for the Eagles anymore. I'm fine with that too. I'm a fan of his. A lot of his arguments are valid. Early in the season when he was whining and crying for the football, when we were winning games and running the football, that's what made him look bad. That I don't agree with. But when you're losing games, you're behind the 8 ball, you have a wide receiver like him on the other side and you can't even get him the ball, that's what I have a problem with. That's why he's irate and going crazy. That's on Sirianni. That's on the offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson, with his terrible play calling ass. We already know he's gone. He called plays so bad down this stretch, I don't even think he'll ever get a job in the NFL again as an offensive coordinator. And trust me, I could be wrong, but it looked that bad. He shouldn't be offensive coordinator for anybody until he's tightened up his skills, till he understands. Yeah, you want to say, well, give him a break. This is his first season. Man, I done seen first season offensive coordinators go to the moon. Haven't seen many fall off the moon. So I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. Just irritated. And I'll be more disoriented than I am probably if the Cowboys would have won. That's the only thing keeping my sanity a little bit. Knowing that division, everybody's eliminated in that division. And the Cowboys are no longer going to play another game. But yes, it was no surprise to me. I almost expected it. I've been surprised if something different was on that field, or they looked like they looked early in the season. That would have surprised me. But that effort and what I've seen, nah, that ain't no surprise. That's the usual. So it was one of those weeks where it was great for the Texans, moving on, proud, glad to see it. But on the flip side, for the Eagles, not so much, but not gonna lose sleep over it. When you know what's gonna happen and what they deserve to happen, don't worry about it too much. I'm irritated because I know what the season could have been. We should have been back in the Super Bowl, still in a deal. It's okay. I want to get to those Dolphins as well too. Let's get rid of those birds. If it'll be a U-Haul truck, back it in to the organization, to the facility, telling everybody to jump on and head them out to the junkyard, get them recycled. It's time for a new punch, time for a new life, time for a new era, it's time for a new everything. And I know it talks about Bill Belichick possibly being a coach for the Cowboys or the Eagles. Harbaugh, if I had to choose, it'd be Harbaugh over Bill Belichick. I know Bill Belichick is a great coach. I really don't want him in Philadelphia, I'll be honest with you. I want somebody with a little more personality. I don't want the same old, we're just getting ready for Cincinnati. We're just going to Cincinnati. I don't want any of that. I want some good sound bites. I want somebody explaining stuff fully for me after a loss of what's going on. I don't need all this closed off, not want to speak to the media that much, just plain old Jane stuff. No, I don't want that. Maybe he's a great coach, good defensive coordinator, whatever the case may be. I don't want him in Philadelphia. If he happens to come to Philadelphia, of course I have to jump on board. I got to do my part and just like it for some reason. Well, I don't have to like it. I'll just deal with it. But big things got to change. We know that. Big things have got to change. But congratulations, because the only thing that can put a smile on my face right now is these Houston Texans. Unbelievable story. Once again, from where they came from, they're in the playoffs. They won their wild card round. Now they get the Baltimore Ravens. It's house money at this point. All the pressure's on Baltimore to produce to win that game. Houston is in a great spot. All they gotta do is go out there and play free. Just play free like you've been doing. No pressure on y'all. Y'all sealed y'all deal. It's been a hell of a season. Y'all done everything y'all supposed to do this season already. All you had to do was make the playoffs. It's a success. You've done that already. Now, right now, it's just like, hey, they're not playing like it, though. They're going into Baltimore wanting to win that game, trying to win it. No doubt. So, great season for them. 45 points. I can't get over 45 points against the Browns. They came out in this game smoking. That's how you protect home field. And like I say, they got the goodest shot as anybody in this game in the playoffs. They got just as well a good shot to go down there in Baltimore and shock the world, because that's exactly what will happen. They will shock the world if they go out there and beat these Baltimore Ravens. Then they'll start talking Super Bowl. Everybody start talking about Super Bowl for a rookie quarterback. Wow. Wouldn't that be a story? What else we got here? Dolphins and Chiefs. I wanted to upset with Dolphins and Chiefs. It almost seemed like it was starting to swing that way early. But once again, Patrick Magician Mahomes, you let these guys hang around and you don't take advantage of your opportunities. Once they wake up, you lost the game. And I heard Tua in his press conference. Didn't like that too much. Same old cliche stuff. It seems like, no, you know what it seems like? They ain't used to cold weather. That's what it seems like. They didn't look comfortable pretty much that whole game out there on that field. Seemed like the frigid weather was getting to them. They never just sat right. The wide receivers, just everybody was just moving different. You could tell they was bothered. They wasn't comfortable. Sometimes that cold weather can do that. They just didn't look themselves. And to me, they threw in the towel early due to these conditions. They didn't just look like they wanted to play that game. But to go on a press conference and what Tua was spewing out is just like the same old, I don't know, it's like a built-in excuse. Oh, we're still young. We're trying to make it there. We'll get ready for next season. And yeah, you had a hell of a season. You did. You did. But this is a game y'all could have won. Yeah, they're a juggernaut. They are the best team in the league. If you want to look at, they won a Super Bowl last year. If you came to fight and you let the weather conditions bother you a little bit, could have been a closer game. And that's obvious. What they score? 7 points? 26-7. Chiefs over the Dolphins. Now we know that team can put up a hell of a lot more points than that. So with that game being played in Kansas City in the frigid air conditions, that helped them. But yeah, Dolphins, y'all came out of the gates this year. Y'all played well. But I expect y'all to be a little more frustrated, a little more mad about the loss. Not taking the junior high approach, whatever you want to say, the rookie approach of we're just getting better. We're going to be looking forward to next season and all that stuff. Because you can find yourself saying that every year if you don't be careful. I want y'all to be upset. I want y'all to be frustrated about what happened. I want y'all to feel like y'all should have won that game. So don't just let yourselves off the hook that quick. You know, like you're junior high going to high school. You're just excited just to be there. You're moving on to another stage. look at it as a learning opportunity. Yeah, you can do that, but at the same time, understand your miscues and your mishaps of that ball game as well. Should be very disappointed. I think the head coach mentioned he was disappointed. They played too well all year long to go out there and lay an egg because of bad weather conditions. And I'm not going to say the Chiefs didn't plan well and strategize against them to shut them down. Pretty sure they did.
Excuse me.
But at the same time, they just didn't play themselves. They just didn't play as themselves. So missed opportunity for the Dolphins. Missed opportunity. We all covered the Packers and Cowboys. That was a shock. And the reason why I say a shock, we expected the Cowboys to win it. We did know the Green Bay Packers could upset them. If any team could upset them, it'd be the Packers. They did that. But for the Packers to come out the way they did, a whole bunch of points, not punting the football, blowing Dallas out, we didn't expect that. And that's why they're going to have a U-Haul truck backing up into their facility, loading everybody up and going to the junkyard to recycle them. It is what it is. They have a lot of things they need to be worried about. They got a lot of questions that need to be answered. Are you going to keep Dak Prescott? We know McCarthy is pretty much basically toast. He's going to be out of there. Probably a lot of players as well. I can really see Bill Belichick going over there. Rather him go there than with the Eagles. Then we'll see where Jim Harbaugh lands. Is he going with the Chargers? Or is he going to browse a little bit more? Because you never know, this Eagle position here might entice him. At first, he wasn't thinking that could be available, but now it is. So, be patient. Don't worry about the Chargers just yet. You might can put yourself in a better position depending on who they keep, who they're going to lose. Rams and Lions. That was a tight game. That was the tightest game of the wild card weekend. You got to enjoy that one. That was one of my picks. It turned out, but those Rams, oh boy, they made it a little nerve-wracking though, didn't they? They sure did. 23-24. Detroit over the Rams. Jared Goff playing his old team. There was a lot of little headlines in that one. Quarterback swap, basically. Now they finally matched up in a meaningful game in the playoffs to say who's better. Was that a great decision? Jared Goff came up on top of that one. He deserved that win. To be told, he got the bad end of the stick when that deal went down. He got blindsided by it. He didn't know what was going on. He just know he was ending up in Detroit. And Matthew Stafford is taking his position in LA. So for him to get that feel back, a payback, that was huge for him. He needed that. Steelers and Bills. That one kind of decided early too. You could tell by the Steelers weren't moving the football. Bills came in, they punched them in the mouth. And when you go 14-0 on the Steelers without their quarterback, and the way they've been playing up and down this year, the way they've not been able to move the ball and consistently move the ball, you knew this game was over when it was 14-0. It was already lost. They don't have the makeup to come from behind. They're a more balanced offense. They like to run the ball. They can dunk a little bit, take their shots. deep down the field when they can, but they're more balanced. They try to do clock management. You jump up on them early, you're going to take them all out of whack, all out of their offense. Now they're getting pressed. Then you have T.J. Watt out there as well to stir things up on defense. So this team, nobody really expected them to win the game. Maybe die-hard Steeler fans thought it might have been a chance, but no. They're too high-powered on offense, and they got playmakers on defense. They're just too high-octane. They put up points very quickly when they get it rolling, and you can see they had it rolling in that game, so Steelers didn't have a chance. They didn't. They didn't have a chance. That's why I didn't pick them this week, to be honest with you. Writing was on the wall with that one. So 17-31, Bills got the Steelers. Eagles and Buccaneers, 32-9. Like I say, congratulations to the Buccaneers. Square business. Team been down a while. Baker Mayfield, he needed something like this. Hell of a year by him. Get off of there. He's leading the team. They got confidence in him. He's moving the ball. He runs when he needs to run. He got his swag back. Looking real good. Looking real good. Not saying they're going to Super Bowl, but they were good enough to get to the second round. Then you'll see what happens from there, which I don't think they're going to win the second round, but at least they got to the playoffs. They won the first round in the wild card, and they're moving on. Can't ask for much more. They can build on that going into next season. So they wanted it, and they got it. They played a team that's been faulty for weeks. And they went out there and they took care of their business. So folks, that's a quick hit of the day. Those are the games for Wild Card Week. I'm not as upbeat as usual. Pretty sure you can tell, but I'm going to be all right. I'm fine. Just got to get past this breeze of football games, and now we're going to the second round. Everything will settle in, and everything will be okay. Everything will be right. That's all. And if these Texans can find their way to the Super Bowl, or, like I said, it's house money, but if they beat the Baltimore Ravens, man, future is bright, man. No matter what happens, the future is bright for these Texans, man. Can you imagine them building off of this going into next year? And God willing, with health? My. Well, it's Terrible Tuesday, folks. Thanks for y'all time. Appreciate it. Bundle up, because it is cold. Bundle up. The G.S.Q.H. Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Enjoy y'all day. Enjoy y'all time. Next week, be a whole new batch. We're going to see what's going to happen. So if you're eliminated, it happens. Hey, I'm gone too. If your team's still fighting for the Super Bowl, good luck. It's that time of year. And we're going to see who's going to be at the end. But I don't think it's going to be those Chiefs. Those Chiefs haven't looked that sharp to me. I'm going to say either Baltimore or the Texans are going to represent in that Super Bowl. I'm going to say it. We're going to find out. So enjoy yourselves. We out of here. Peace.